What is up, YouTube? So I've been putting off this video for a long time, but since it snowed, it makes sense to do this now. The reason I've been putting it off is because it's going to take a little while to get through everything, but I want to talk about the arcade I built in our house here. Um, Pretty much it started off with a simple concept of we took a vacation to Salem and we were camping out in the van, so me and my wife spent a lot of time with each other just talking. And we ended up getting rained out one of the days, so we went to a Dave & Buster's, which had a shuffleboard in it. My wife talked about how she really enjoyed playing shuffleboard. So having a lot of time away from devices and stuff like that, I really got thinking about, can we fit one in our living room? And the answer was kind of, well, no, I really can't fit a 9-foot one. I'm sure I could have made it work, but I decided to try something else. And I built one into our dining table. So we're going to start there and then just quickly bounce through all the things I made after that, all the things we procured after that, because some of the things were purchased. But let's get started, because this is going to take me at least 40 minutes to film everything.
Invincible.
Alright, so we're going to finish this video down in the basement. I decided to just film all the stuff as I went through it, and I'll talk about it just briefly, really quick. So I made the shuffleboard table. Me and my wife had a bunch of fun for like a week playing with it, and then I was like, okay, if I was going to build something next, what would it be? I really thought about it. My wife loves playing skee ball, so alright, let's build skee ball. Then I realized my design would fit in the house. She was okay with it. and there would be this top space that wasn't used. So I bounced some ideas up, and I fell on a dartboard that was a shooting gallery, so it wasn't a traditional dartboard, and I made it out of a bulletin board, and it works great. My wife did want traditional darts, so there is a traditional dartboard that locks into place over it, and it works perfect. From there, I started racking my brain some more, and I was like, you know what? I want a Nerf gun shooting gallery because my wife wanted to play darts more over than playing the shooting gallery part of it. So let's make them for Nerf guns, and that's what I did. High noon shootout, and the bells are actual bells, so you can ring the bells. The clock actually works. Came out pretty cool. As I was finishing that up, what next popped up was the quarter machines. They were like dirt cheap, but I did have to drive like over an hour and a half to get them. So I left work, grabbed my wife, we drove out to New Jersey. We grabbed them, came with buckets of stuff, insane amounts of stuff to fill it. I did empty one out, and I've been filling it with M&Ms and buying my own M&Ms. But it's a great time, and the kids who come over love it. They beg their parents for quarters, and surprisingly, their parents just give them quarters, no issues. So from there, I was like, okay, so what's next? So I went to feed our animals one weekend, and we had that closet in the living room. And I opened it up, and I realized it was filled with junk, stuff we didn't care about, stuff we really hated. And it was dirty inside, and it was this mint green paint that had been stained over the years. So I'm like, hun, I don't like this closet to begin with. We stripped it, redid it. I built the countertops in there. I built the little jail for the little guy in there. Then I put in 2 new outlets, ran 2 new breakers to the breaker box so that there is no chance of us tripping a breaker with even another electronic machine in there. Picked up the claw machine, picked up the slot machine, and then I built that console. Now the one console I showed before on the other shelf, I was on that side of the room. That was the original console in there, but when I saw you could pick up what's called a Pandora's box or a gaming pad, whatever you want to call it, with all these games, I just decided to build my own console. Then wanted a shooter, and I racked my brain for a while on how to get light guns, which is what the name of the guns. And in the end, I just settled on using a Wii. So I drove an hour, found a guy selling a Wii dirt cheap, bought that, found a House of the Dead game, purchased from Amazon the pistols, and now I have a shooter built into there, and it works fantastic. So once that whole closet was done, I kind of was like, you know what, I'm done. And then I started thinking, wait, I don't have any form of racing. I would love a racing game, some version of racing. And I kind of settled on slot cars. So I built that big coffee table, and I threw slot cars in it, but there just wasn't enough room, which later evolved into it's an entire BattleBots arena. So that's pretty cool. It's a bunch of fun to play with friends. I have a couple of friends who are builders like me, so to see the little robots and that work, really awesome, really cool. So I decided to move slot cars to the basement, and this is my old workshop, so I happen to already have like 15 feet of tables. So I decided to build this whole slot car thing covered in a fake grass. It came out looking great. It's a little messy now because I decided to just continue into the basement and adding stuff down here. So the last thing I'm currently building, it's not painted yet, it's the last thing to do is paint it, is I purchased a arcade basketball hoop for your house. It was like $100. I set it completely up, took me about an hour, and I just didn't like it. It's not that it wasn't what I expected, I just kept seeing things I could have made better. So I decided to make an entire one myself, which obviously I've never done. I used movers blankets, which aren't the most appealing thing, but it kept costs down and it works. And it's a ton of fun. So I'm going to start painting it this week and then racking my brain on what else can I fit down in my basement. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you have any suggestions for the arcade, maybe some prizes to throw up in the prize wall, because kids love that there's a prize wall. And I have my own ticket system and all that stuff. But if you have any suggestions, throw them in the comments. And as always, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I knew this video would take a long time. It's almost 3 in the morning. I'm going to bed. Have a great day and keep pushing forward, guys. I actually did make it.